Thank you so much for this. Universe, spirit, God, I am ready for more. And when I say that, like, all the things that I've been wanting to come to fruition are starting to come to fruition. Hello and welcome to Chaos to Clarity, the podcast that's your compass to navigate the exciting world of service-based businesses. If you're a determined woman in your current business adventure, striving to conquer the chaos and build your empire, then you are in the right place. I'm your host, Maggie, your go-to business bestie and chaos navigator. I've spent nearly 2 decades in the service-based industry, building a photography business, a yoga studio, and now a thriving coaching practice. I've cracked the code to consistent income without all the chaos and noise. So get ready to increase your business growth, connect with your ideal clients, and find ease in both business and in life. It's time to turn your frustrations into inspiration and your chaos into clarity. So go ahead and grab your coffee, a pen and paper, and let's dive into the journey of building your dream service-based business together. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello and welcome back to the Chaos to Clarity podcast. My name is Maggie. I am your host. I'm your business bestie, and I'm your Chaos to Clarity coach. Today, I want to talk about a couple things. Number one, is your life just lifing right now? And like life is just kind of throwing all of the things your way. At least I feel like that's how it's been here for us. So I live in the Midwest. I live in Wisconsin. I live on the third coast, which is near Lake Michigan. And this time of year is amazingly beautiful. We have drastic shifts in weather, which means we've gone from like 80 degrees to 40 degrees literally overnight. And while I welcome this season, right? I welcome the change of the seasons, and I really love it. So I'm not complaining about the shift in seasons, but I do just want to pay attention, gratitude, whatever you want to call it. I don't know that I would call it gratitude, but just like pay homage maybe to the fact that when seasons shift, and if you're in a place where your seasons shift dramatically, right? Like here in Wisconsin, it was 80 degrees like 3 weeks ago, and now it's like 40. So like the shifts happen, and there's a lot of ish that also comes with that, right? A lot of times, at least for us, right? Like we all got a little bit of a cold, and everyone, specifically the kids, have just been feeling a little under the weather. So, they need my support. Clients need my support, right? I need my support. And if I'm being honest, like the last week, I felt really tapped out, really just tired, exhausted, but also so excited. Like so excited for Q4, for next year, and just starting to really plan and dream. And in this season of change and shift, allowing myself to be open to the opportunities and to trust the plan, to trust the process, that, it might feel crazy and chaotic and unknown and scary, but what if it's all happening for a reason? And I want to talk a little bit about something that I've experienced over the last couple of weeks, and it deals with money, which is a really weird taboo subject for a lot of people. And I find it fascinating, and I've done a lot of work on my own, like money mindset and like money, I guess, trauma or issues or whatever word you want to call it. But right, like the ish that comes up when you talk about money. And I started noticing it, I don't know, a couple months ago. And I started exploring it also. And while I was gone in Georgia, one of the things that someone said down there was, do you thank the universe after receiving something? And this is a practice that I had done for a while. a couple of years ago. And I just kind of fell out of the habit. No real reason, just other than that, I just fell out of the habit. And when I was in Georgia, I felt like my mindset was just not in a great place. And I knew that was part of my issue, problem, whatever, insert whatever word you want there, right? Like that was why I wasn't hitting my goals the way that I wanted to, was because I was in this funky, ridiculous mindset, and like everything that I was trying was just not allowing me to shift out of it. And I was kind of keeping myself stuck in that just ish, right? In that yucky place, in that chaotic place. And something that I really love to help my clients with is shifting out of that chaos and finding clarity, right? Finding those spaces of the aha moments and the spaces where everything just kind of clicks. So at that conference, someone said, right on the stage, like, thank you, I'm ready for more. Like, thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Whatever spirit, right? Whatever you want to put in there, but just like, thank you, I'm ready for more. And I started specifically applying this to money, and the results have been crazy. And I started applying this to any amount of money that I have just welcomed in over the last like month or so. And it all kind of, I guess, came to a head when I was at a wedding a couple of weeks ago and we got a tip, right? Like, and that's not necessarily standard practice to receive a tip. Although, as a side note, there is a lot of kerfluffle about tipping your vendors, and that that is just a topic for another day because I have some thoughts. And really, honestly, as a wedding professional, as a photographer, like I don't ever expect to be tipped. It's welcomed, but it's never expected. So anyway, we got a tip, and it was, literally, I welcome in any tip, whether it's $1, $5, $200, I don't care. I am not picky, right? So we got a really great tip. We got a $250 tip. And between myself and the other photographer, right? I was the support photographer, so like I also got a tip. And that was just so amazing. And it just helped me really like seal in that like, thank you, I'm ready for more. And that is all I could think about after I got that tip, right? Like I got that, and you know, the photographer that I work with, she definitely did not have to, give me any of that tip. She could have kept that for herself, but she chose to give some to me, which I think is so amazing. And as a main photographer, I've shot weddings for years, and I don't really do it anymore, but like as someone who has photographed weddings, I always made sure to share the tip. And again, that's not the point of this podcast, but getting back to the point was that I welcomed that in, and I literally stopped, held the money in my hands, and just closed my eyes, and I took a deep breath in and out, and I said, thank you. I am ready for more. And in the last 2 weeks, I've had quite a few photo clients, which is amazing. And this is the perfect time of year for it. But also like just every client interaction, whether it is photography, yoga, coaching, it doesn't matter. I just stop and take a moment to be thankful and like gratitude, and allow myself to come back to that feeling of like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this, universe, spirit, God. I am ready for more. And when I say that, like, all the things that I've been wanting to come to fruition are starting to come to fruition, I am not kidding. Like, today, I got $2 in the mail, which, again, seems like oh, $2, yay, that can't even buy you a latte. But here's the thing. When you adopt this, thank you, I'm ready for more, right? And kind of like whatever you adopt it to, money, clients, food, clothing, I don't care. Whatever you adopt this to, right? Whenever you're ready for more for. You have to be able to show gratitude for even the smallest amounts. Now, the $2 that I got in the mail, like literally 2 crisp $1 bills in the mail. Why did I get $2 in the mail? Because I got a piece of mail that is asking me to, take this survey. And then I'll get an extra $5 if I take the survey, which is cool. Something that I was not expecting, right? But being able to stop and say thank you for this $2 and just to hold it in my hands, close my eyes, and literally thank Spirit, God, universe, all of the above, it just elevates that frequency so much more. And now, if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be talking about money frequencies or frequencies in general, I probably would have told you that you're crazy, right? You're crazy. And no, that I would never talk about that. But here's the thing. Business is 80 to 90%, maybe even 95% mindset, okay? So when you think about buying a new car, right? Chances are you're going to start looking for cars and you're going to start seeing the one that you want, right? Or the one that you've been looking at. Okay? That's just how our brain is programmed, right? So if you can sit down and just show gratitude for more in your life, right? Even the smallest things, that's going to unlock those portions of your brain that are maybe the negative Nancy's, right? The part of your brain that's going, are you sure? Are you sure that's going to work? Are you sure? Are you really sure? You sure you want to do that? Really? No one's going to sign up. Are you sure someone's going to sign up? No, I don't know. That time? Probably not, right? It's going to help quiet that part of your brain. It's going to help quiet that, and it's going to help elevate the part where you are in the zone, right? You're in the zone for bringing in new ideas. You're having downloads. You're connecting with people, right? You're creating sales. You're signing clients in a way that feels amazing, right? The energy of your posts will shift when you can start to adopt this. Thank you. I'm ready for more, right? I'm ready for more connections. I'm ready for more sales. I'm ready for more money in my bank account, right? You're moving into that positive experience. Now, I had a conversation this morning with one of my clients, and we were talking about moving away from pain and moving towards pleasure and how they're two very different things. Okay, so if you are just maybe starting or restarting your thank you, I'm ready for more adventure, and I'm trying to think of a good example. And really the best example that I can use is like when you're wanting to get out of debt, right? And you tell yourself, I'm going to get out of debt. I'm going to get out of debt. I'm going to pay this off. I'm going to get out of debt. I'm going to do this. But you're still talking about that kind of negative experience, right? Now, without going total toxic positivity, right? Because that's also not what we want. You can't tell yourself, I am financially free when you are not financially free, right? But you can meet yourself in the middle and say, I'm taking steps towards being financially free. Now, to apply this to clients, right? I'm going to get 5 clients versus I'm connecting with 5 clients, or I have connected with 5 clients. I've connected with 5 people who could turn into clients, right? That feels so much different than I'm going to connect with 5 clients, right? Or I'm going to get. Because you have to navigate your thoughts, right? Because your thoughts produce your actions. So if you are stuck in that, I have to do this, I have to, right? Like I have to get out of debt. I have to get more clients, right? You're not going to get them. I have to get more money. You're not going to get it. You're not. The universe is going to throw you curveballs and probably hold you back. And how do I know this? Because I have experienced this, right? I've experienced this because I've definitely played with my own mindset, right? I've played with doing things one way or another. And really, I've practiced a lot of this stuff, and I've kind of started to refine what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And here's what I would love for you to walk away with is that when you start adopting, thank you, I'm ready for more, right? Things start to shift, and it might feel scary. It might feel crazy. It might feel unknown. It might even feel like you're kind of just spinning out of control. Because that's kind of what it did for me. I'm not going to lie. When I started welcoming in more cash flow from the photography business, I had this thought of maybe I should just not continue coaching. Maybe I should just do more photography. And well, yes, I could do that. But I also very firmly believe that money can flow from multiple places. And if you are trying to, create some of those income streams, right? I'm not saying create them all at once. Okay. My photography business has been around for 16 years. So I definitely have allowed that to flourish and grow and just like be more, right? And at this point, 16 years in, I am ready for that photography business to just kind of stay as it is, right? Like I love it as a pastime, as a hobby, as like an elevated experience to my coaching packages, right? I'm putting together a coaching package that includes photography with me and like really, really just allowing that to be support for my coaching business, right? So if you are, again, wanting to create some of those passive income streams, like nothing is passive, right? You have to do some upfront work, and you probably have to do some work to maintain it. So how can you take what you're doing today and not necessarily go balls to the wall and all in, right? Like not necessarily not going all in, but like go all in, but in a way that's not overwhelming, right? What is one thing you can do today to allow you to open yourself up to more, right? And if that's having a conversation with someone in the DMs, do it, right? Allow yourself to open up to that feeling of openness and allowing things to come in from any direction. That's something that one of my good friends and I have talked a lot about is allowing yourself to be open to opportunities that come. And as long as it feels good, right? As long as it feels like it could be forward moving, take it. And I would even suggest that even if it doesn't feel forward moving, it still could. And here's a bonus tip because I'm almost done talking about this subject for right now. So one thing that I have been practicing lately is understanding if things check for me or not. And what that means is I utilize muscle testing in order to see if something is right for me or not. And you're probably not going to be able to just like jump right into this, although maybe you can. I don't know. I kind of did. But I stumbled into muscle testing by way of human design. And I've experienced muscle testing other places, but more specifically for how I'm doing it through human design. And knowing that my body, right, I have a sacral response to something when it is a yes and when it is a no, right? I'm a sacral manifesting generator. And sometimes I can't always feel the yes and the no in the sacral, but I've also had to learn, like, what does a yes feel like in my body? And what does a no feel like in my body? Right? What are these two body sensations and what do they mean for me? Okay, so enter muscle testing. Now, there's a number of ways you can do it. You can do it as a snap of a finger. You can make two fingers into rings and try and pull them apart. You can use someone else to help you. You can hold out an arm, an elbow, and have someone try and push it down. It's very interesting. And for me, what works the best is making two circles with my ring or with my pointer and my thumb, and making these two circles, these two rings connected, right? So my right thumb and index finger are in the middle of the circle that my left thumb and index finger, and vice versa, right? So if I hold them together, squeeze them together and say yes, and then try and pull them apart, I can't, right? That's the yes response for me. And then if I say no, and that opens up, right? And I can always pull them apart and they actually feel kind of clammy, right? So I've started using that as like a check, as a guide for myself, okay? And again, over the last couple of weeks, I have really, again, been leaning into this, thank you, I'm ready for more. So when opportunities come my way, I'm checking them, right? And there have been a number of opportunities that have come my way that, curiously, I've had to say no to. And it's been interesting saying no to them, but yes to others. And I think that's something that's so fascinating that we don't really talk about in the entrepreneur space. And I think some of it is kind of taboo, right? Because if I tell someone that, oh yeah, I did muscle testing to know whether or not I should, like connect with this client or work with that person or do this thing, it's not, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds weird. I know, but I'm here for the woo, right? I'm here for the woo, and I'm open to it, and I'm ready for it, right? And I'm ready to accept it into my life. And it hasn't steered me wrong yet, which is also just so curious to me. And I just love like where all of that is going and how it's shaping up, because I think understanding that for yourself can be life-changing. So, if you're ready for more, I'm going to drop the link below for a discovery session, and I would love to connect with you. If you are just feeling chaotic in your business, right? If nothing seems to be working, if you've tried Facebook, if you've tried Instagram, maybe you've tried TikTok, maybe you tried emails, none of it works, you're ready to burn it all down, get in my inbox, right? Grab a slot on my calendar and let's have a conversation, right? Let's talk about where you're at right now and where you want to be, and that messy middle, right? That messy in between. And let's get you to the point where you are saying, thank you, I'm ready for more, to whatever is coming into your life, right? All of that, where you are open to the experiences, you're open to the financial ups, right? You're open to more clients on your calendar. You're open to having more conversations. And this is another topic that I'm going to do a separate podcast about, but talking about having conversations versus converting those conversations. And I think it's important to understand what it means to have a conversation and what it's like to have a conversion. So, if this resonated, like I said, get in my inbox on IG. Let's have a conversation. If you're interested in understanding what coaching is like with me, definitely go ahead and book a call with me. I would absolutely love to get on a free, no hassle discovery call, right? I'm always open to the opportunity to discussing what your needs are, right? And to see if I can help. Because there are definitely people who I've gotten on a call with before and I've said, you know what? I think you're better suited for someone else in my Rolodex, right? And I've been able to pass those referrals along. So that's another thing you're going to get when you connect with me is you start to get all these connections to all the people that I know, right? And I love being able to make those introductions because even if I cannot help you, right? Because I'm not the best fit for everyone. And I know that, right? I know that. And I pretty much, as soon as we get on a call, I can pretty much tell right away whether, it'd be a good idea for us to work together. And that's just something that like over the years of owning businesses, right? I've owned businesses for almost 2 decades. And in that time, right, I can count on my hands, right? Less than 10 people, but there have been people that I've had to turn away because I'm like, you know what? I just don't think this is a fit. But I do have a connection that would probably be a better fit for you. And I love being able to make that connection. So, all that to say, hop in my inbox. Let's get on a call. Let's figure out your chaos. Let's turn it into clarity. And then let's get you on a plan, right? Let's create your plan to move forward. Let's create some action steps. So instead of spinning in a circle, you're taking steps forward, right? You're showing up and you're doing the things that are going to help drive you forward. And if some of those things come to a dead end, we're rerouting, right? And it can be that easy. It doesn't have to be a big deal if one thing doesn't work because we can try something else. So, I hope you have an amazing day. As always, if this resonates, like, share, review, subscribe, all the things. I can't wait to talk to you again soon, and I hope you have the best day ever.